Today we're going to share exactly how much it costs Logan and Leanne to start selling their passion product on Amazon, including all their costs, how much it costs them to develop their product, how much it costs them to manufacture their product, how much it costs them to ship their product over from China to the US. We're also going to talk about why this product has failed so far and what they're going to do to be able to fix it so that they can start increasing their sales on Amazon. And make sure to stay till the end of the video, because at the end of this video, we'll talk about one mistake they made that cost them over $100,000. So hit the like button, because this video is full of common mistakes that people make when selling on Amazon. So the first question I have, Logan, is how did you find your passion product and how much did it cost to start selling on Amazon?
Yeah, so our passion product is called Bathrobe Curls, and it originally started out kind of essentially with me sort of wanting a perm really badly, and my mom was trying to deter me, as any good mother would do, just because they're so damaging. And then she was looking at YouTube videos and she came across Bathrobe Curls, which is this overnight curling product that results in the most beautiful curls.
And it wasn't really a product at that time. It was what would you call it? Like a
literal
bathrobe belt. And so it was more of a way of styling hair, or a way of curling hair with a bathrobe belt.
Yeah, and so my mom saw the opportunity there, because not everybody has a bathrobe. I don't. And also, if I did have a bathrobe, I wouldn't want to sacrifice it for curling my hair. Like, it's either curling your hair or wearing your comfy bathrobe. That's a hard decision.
So this was a trend you guys saw, but when you went to Amazon, you'd search for bathrobe belt for curling hair, and there was no product that existed. So you guys decided to create this product.
Yeah.
So what was the first step when deciding to create this product? How'd you go about actually finding a manufacturer, doing all that?
Well, first, I'd like to say something about finding the product. I had already signed up for your course, and that was actually really important because I was in the mindset of trying to come up with a product. If I hadn't been in the course already, I don't think I would have ever thought, put the two and two together. Here's this approach to curling hair, and there's no product available.
So after you have the idea, the next step is going about finding the manufacturer. How did you find a manufacturer that could make this product?
Again, thanks to your course, I went to Alibaba and spent hours actually searching, trying to do different searches. And it took a while to finally land on it's a product that's being used. It's called chunky yarn, and it's being used to hand knit these blankets that are really popular now. So I actually thought that might work.
And so then the first cost, once you found a manufacturer you have, is getting a prototype for the product. How much did it cost you to get a prototype for the product?
The samples, shipping's a bit expensive. That's really all I had to pay for, and I had to pay a few different times, and it was $160 in total.
The next step after you guys got your prototype was to get a logo design. Logan, how much did it cost to get a logo design, and how did you guys go about doing that?
It cost about $227, and how we went about doing that was we contracted several graphic designers to come up with different logos and different colors, and then mainly at first it was Mom and I bouncing our ideas back and forth, kind of saying, this looks good, this could be improved on, this color is great, but this font isn't so good. And we also were lucky to have a Facebook group of supportive women who also gave us their feedback. And so, yeah.
And that is a key. If you're trying to get a logo or you're trying to create a passion product or a product to sell on Amazon, having a Facebook group can come in really handy, because you can show examples of what your logo is going to be, and they can give you feedback, and ultimately they're going to be your customers. So those are the people that you want to get feedback from. So once you get your logo finalized, the next step is to get a trademark. How much did it cost you guys to get a trademark, and what was that process like?
It was really easy. You could just look up US trademark, and what you'll see is that you could pay a lot more than we paid, because there's a lot of attorneys out there that would like to take your money to help you get a trademark. The truth is, it's really not that difficult to do, and the USPTO, or the US Patent and Trade Office, charges $250. It wasn't like a quick process. It took months, so you had encouraged me to get on the ball and get that started, because it takes about 6 months. Not fast, so yeah.
And then the next step, after you have your trademark, your logo, the prototype, and you finally found a prototype and a product that you liked, was to do the production run. Yeah. How much did it cost you to do the production run, and I think you had multiple different manufacturers, right? What was that process like?
That's right, because we wanted it in a pouch. We just thought that would be a nice idea, and a sturdier vinyl pouch with a zip top. But we thought that'd be great for storing it, because we also envisioned like how to make it as nice as possible. And so we actually had these custom dyed hair bands that have these little bumps on them, so they look unique, and they're color dyed to our logo colors. And so we were thinking ourselves that if this were our product, we would want a pouch so we could keep everything together and it wouldn't just clutter the bathroom. So there's the pouch, and we also wanted a label on it. Like, you know how on clothes you have a fabric tag, sometimes that sticks out and you can see it. So we wanted something like that. And then the hairbands. So there were the pouches, the hairbands, the tags, and then the actual product itself. The pouches were $420 for our first run of 1,000. The hairbands were $55 for 1,000 custom colored. We actually ordered 10,000 at a time for $550, and the tags with the logo were $100 for 1,000. And then the actual bands themselves, the manufacturer who created the actual bathrobe curl tube or band and also did the packaging of the other items, charged us $1,790 for 1,000 of them. And then shipping to us was $265.
And how'd you go about finding someone to do the shipping? And was that an easy process or was that a hard process?
No, it was not easy. Any of it not intuitive, nothing honestly that I think I could have figured out on my own.
None of us really have experience with putting a product out and going through this whole process. It was really the first time for both of us. So there was a lot of learning involved in this. So yeah,
there was a lot of learning involved. And again, I can't say this enough. Travis's course was invaluable, saved us so much time, and not just time, a lot of money too, because we would have made more mistakes. We would have went down more not good roads. So.
And there was a mistake. I think you had it shipped to you first and you realized that there was a mistake with manufacturing. Talk about what happened there and talk about how much time and money that cost you.
Yeah, so I had actually, when I had the pouches printed, I had the UPC code put on the back, but then I thought for some reason that I needed another label put on it. So the UPC code on a label for some reason, I thought I needed the Amazon.
The FNSQ.
Yeah, that's right. And so I asked the manufacturer to put that label on each of them, but I had shipping done by sea. It was supposed to take a month. It took 3 months, and the adhesive labels completely deteriorated. It looked like they were soaked in oil. A lot of them had come off. There was sticky stuff all over every package. So I'm not done yet. I still have to clean off every single package.
There's a few lessons to learn there. One of the big ones there is that oftentimes shipping's gonna take longer than you think it's gonna be. There's also gonna be things that happen, issues with manufacturing, but there's usually solutions. And you guys, as unfun as it is, you guys found a solution. You're able to fix it yourself and take care of it. Now, sorry.
Yeah, I'd just like to say something about that, because somehow we went into this attitude knowing it wasn't going to be easy, that there were going to be mistakes we made, mistakes others, there were going to be glitches along the way. So we kind of had this long haul view that those things are going to happen. We didn't have an expectation that they weren't going to happen. So I think with that mindset, we just took everything in stride. Like, okay, we have to clean off the pouches now. So I think that was really helpful.
And so now you guys have the product, but it's time to start selling it on Amazon. And a big part about selling it on Amazon is you need to get photos to basically, for your listing, you need the main photo, you need all the side photos, and that usually costs a little bit of money. Logan, do you want to talk about how did you go about getting the photos for your Amazon listing and how much did that cost you?
Yeah, so it cost us around $250, which was mainly just the fee for the hairdresser. Somebody actually approached Travis and offered a package for these listings in exchange for a video. And so kindly we got to use that for our listing. Yeah, we learned a lot in the process. They aren't photos that we feel really represent our product because of the hairdresser aspect. Our curls with Bathrobe curls are beautiful enough to not actually need a hairdresser. And so we will be redoing these in the future, which is a good thing to learn too, that sometimes doing it yourself is the best way because you get to represent your product how you want to.
The other thing that a lot of people don't consider when selling on Amazon is you do have to pay $39.99 a month for the Amazon seller account, which you guys paid for, I think, 3 months, $120.
Yeah.
So in total, how much did it cost you when you add up everything, all your startup costs, how much did it cost you to start selling on Amazon?
Yep, there were just a couple more costs, like our UPC codes. We
Right.
got cheap for $12. Those don't always work. They worked for us, which was great. We ordered some labels that didn't work, so that cost $333. So altogether, the costs were just under $4,000.
Which is a decent amount of money, but it's not unreasonable. That's within the ballpark of how much it usually costs people to start on Amazon. I have had students, Mina and Steven, that started their Amazon business for $1,500. And as you guys know, AJ, who's able to start an Amazon business for $0 because he raised all the money with Indiegogo. So don't think that you need to spend $4,000, but that's also relatively normal. And one thing that you guys didn't do is you didn't do a Kickstarter. What was the reason? Why didn't you guys want to do a Kickstarter?
Well, we're getting into, one of the biggest mistakes we made here, and that's that we didn't do a Kickstarter. We have a Google group of friends. It's about 400 friends that we thought was going to be like our Kickstarter. We thought they were going to purchase this, maybe not ahead of time, but we thought once we got the product at Amazon, they were going to purchase this. It was going to push, give us reviews, and then push the product so that it came up in searches. That didn't happen. That was a flop.
And there's a few different lessons we want to talk about here. First off, if you don't know how well your product's going to sell, doing a Kickstarter is a good way to validate that your product's actually going to get sales. A Kickstarter is a good way to raise the money for your initial production run. But another mistake I think that you guys made was not properly utilizing that group. But despite some of the issues, you guys eventually were able to launch it on Amazon in Canada, which is awesome. How has the product done so far?
2 sales.
Well, not more than 2, I think 6. 6.
Woo! Sales.
So I want to make this clear that just because you launch a product on Amazon doesn't mean it's automatically going to be a success right away. And you guys have been selling now for 3 months on Amazon. It's been active, but there's some really important reasons why I think it's only had the small amount of sales that it's had. And one of the big things with the passion product formula, with my recommendations for selling on Amazon, is leading up to the launch of your product, there's a few things you want to do and some things that I think you guys are looking at doing in the future. One of the big things is social media. Want to talk about the social media, and because you guys didn't do a ton of it, why did you guys decide not to do a lot of social media, and what's the plan for the future?
Yeah, so I think with the social media, a lot of it was psychological barriers, a lot of it apprehension or self-doubt, that mainly I've never done marketing in my entire life, and then combined with a perfectionist personality, can be really daunting to step into something that feels so big. So that was definitely, I think, an issue for both of us, just in a lot of these mistakes, was these mental barriers and the self-doubt. But our plan for the future is to just step into it. It doesn't have to be perfect. At least 3 posts a week on Instagram and TikTok. Just something, and kind of being really easy and forgiving on yourself. That's the biggest tool for me, and knowing that I'll improve as I go.
And there's some really important lessons here, and those are great answers because it doesn't need to be perfect. I worked around the same time I was working with Leanne, I was working with AJ, and AJ, if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll link it up here. He ended up doing over $150,000 in sales just in his first 3 months on Amazon. And how he was able to do that is through TikTok. And if AJ can do that on TikTok, I'm sure that Logan's gonna absolutely kill it. Make sure you follow her, Bathrobe Curls, on TikTok, Instagram, and I think you guys even have a YouTube channel. The next step is, so what's the point of doing the social media? Well, really the point is to get emails. It's to get followers so that when you go to launch your product, you can start hyping it up. And we'll put a link down below. If you want to get on the waitlist for a chance to win Bathrobe Curls and just to see what the marketing is going to be like, put a link down below to get on the waitlist for that. So the idea is going to be, Logan's going to be doing TikTok, and as she's getting followers, people will see in her bio that there's a link where they can sign up for a chance to win a free set of Bathrobe Curls. The next key part is leading up to the launch. They're going to start hyping up the launch, saying, hey, it's a month away, it's a week away, it's tomorrow, and maybe for the first week have some kind of a discount. Now, with the launch in Canada, Amazon, how much did you guys hype it up beforehand? What was your strategy? Because I know you did a little bit, maybe not as much as you could have, but talk about that.
Yeah, I want to talk about that because, we really honestly kind of failed in this arena. Not that we can't fix it now, and we're going to fix it now, but we didn't follow the passion product formula. We didn't use the tribe. We didn't boost the launch. We actually thought naively that just because the bathrobe curls approach videos were viral, that people were going to be using search terms on Amazon and that we would show up. We don't show up at all. Like, we don't show up anywhere, even if I use our search terms. So, we learned the hard way that it's not enough just to get even a great product that people are searching for on Amazon.
And I know at one point you told me, oh, I've got this Facebook group of a lot of friends and I'm going to post about it as soon as I launch the product. And I think oftentimes this is a mistake I see a lot of people making, is thinking that one post is going to be enough, that it's going to make people want to buy. I think the better strategy is letting people know months ahead of time, hey, I'm starting to work on this, sharing the journey. And that's, again, what AJ did. He had his TikTok that went viral was talking about his journey of creating the product. People love a good story. You want to get people emotionally invested in your product so that when you finally go to launch it, they're so proud of you that they're going to go buy it from day one, go leave you a review. And I think right now, how many reviews does your guys' product have?
Zero.
See, and anytime I see a product on Amazon that has 0 reviews, to me, that means that there's work that can be done. Another strategy I highly recommend for you guys is going through, and for everybody watching, going through and sending personal messages to everybody you know, asking them basically to buy the product and leave a review. And you can always send, this is kind of against the terms of service, you can always send them Venmo or a PayPal for the money for the product. So there's lots of solutions. And one of the biggest things for you guys is you still haven't even launched on Amazon US, right?
Right.
So this is a huge opportunity for you guys. And that leads into the biggest mistake that I think you guys made. And this mistake cost you at least $100,000. Do you guys want to talk about that?
By far, at least $100,000. I'd say it's way more because we took so long and we didn't launch it the right way. There's another product, well, there's similar products, and one of the products is selling $150,000 a month worth every month. So we're missing out on, we've missed out on a ton of income. And our product is, I don't think I'm wrong to say it's superior. So the mistakes we made were not building those relationships. And I think that's what you're talking about when you talk about keeping people in the loop, letting them know what's going on. People are actually interested. You could start with friends and family, let them know you're doing this, invite them to a Facebook group. I suggest making the Facebook group public so that other people can join when they hear about it. I made the mistake and made mine private. You can't switch from private to public after, so make it public right away, and then bring them along on the journey. The successes and really mostly the failures where you made mistakes, like where we got labels and they just weren't right, or when we got the first set of product and had sticky labels all over them. Even when we were struggling with our own, like maybe sense of self-doubt or perfectionism, people, I think they really do want to hear about that, and it's relationship building. So we missed out on that.
And we're going to do an update video with them in a couple months to see how the US launch goes. But here's the most important thing to remember from all of this. Most people, including myself, suffer from analysis paralysis. But remember, every single month you wait to launch your product, you're missing out on potential profit. My product was making me $10,000 a month in profit. So for me, every single month I waited in launching my product was $10,000 less in my pocket. And I have a step-by-step video showing you how you can start your Amazon business. If you're serious about starting it, you can click on this video right here to watch a full tutorial that'll show you from A to Z how you can start your Amazon business.